I remember one of the first lessons my screenwriting professors gave a lot of my class was this idea that you don't want to alienate your audience. You don't want to leave your audience with, I guess, an uneven set of knowledge that they're working with. And it's something that I've been analyzing a lot of movies through lately. Like with a lot of the Marvel movies I've seen lately, it's awesome how well they're tying in the web series and all the other stuff, all the other products they have into their movies and weaving references in. I think that's awesome. And especially someone who's, seen it all, it's kind of like, oh, it's great to catch all these little references here and there. But one thing that I always critique the movies for is that if you don't know these movies, like if I went to go see Deadpool Wolverine and I'd never seen Loki before, I guess I don't know. Like I would understand generally the concept of the TVA. I understand like some stuff of what's going on with them, but at the same time, I feel like there's a whole aspect of that movie that I'd be missing out on by not seeing Loki, and I don't like that in a movie. I think that it becomes overwhelming because then you have so much content you need to keep up with, and then because of that, once you lose track of that, then you kind of lose a huge part of what's enjoyable with these movies, and it's just a thing that I don't agree with as a decision, and it's something that I definitely resonated with my professors on, of just like, that is good when you can kind of bring people who maybe they've never seen it before, and you give them enough where it encourages them to want to go see. Like I went to go see Avatar with my family recently, and I'd never seen the first two movies, which is a whole story in and of itself, but I went to go see that movie, and I'll say I was surprised by how much I understood what was going on, despite never seeing the other movies. Like there was some stuff here and there which I knew, like if I had seen the other two movies, would have probably made a lot more sense to me. But I never felt like, oh, I needed to see the other two as like a prerequisite to go into this movie, which I thought was really, really cool. A brief spoiler warning, I guess, here, because I did want to make this video talking mostly about Avatar and kind of the plot points I understood and recognized with it. So if you haven't seen the third movie, highly recommend going to check it out. It's a 10 out of 10 movie, I will say. Like, I really, really enjoyed my time with the movie. There's a lot of things I could say about it, but mostly I just want to analyze it from the, again, as I like to say and like to do on this channel, I want to analyze it through the storytelling perspective and how well I think it comes across and how well I think it does in telling its story, because I do think it does a really, really good job. So, as I said, I did not see the first two Avatar movies prior to going to see Avatar 3. It's mostly just because I was really busy, I guess, around the time the second movie came out, and also because I hadn't seen the first one, and then I didn't see the first one because I was a little young when it came out. I remember, like, it's weird that I went to go see Avatar 3, and I'm watching it, and it's like, it's getting me really into it. Like, I like these kind of action-y movies. I like these kind of things with a lot of fluid motion, all the other stuff. But I do think the kid me might have been freaked out a little bit by it. So I kind of understand the decision of my parents for me not to go see that when it originally came out, and then it just, anytime after that was just, I never had the chance. And everyone kept saying like, oh, you need to see Avatar on like a big screen. You need to see it there. So I was like, well, I don't have a big screen. It's not showing in theaters anymore, and I just never got the chance to see it. So I never ended up seeing the original Avatar, I think. Now that I think about it, like, I think there might have been a time where we were watching on TV and then someone like kicked me out of the room or something like that. Or I don't remember what happened exactly, but I know like I never got the full experience of the first Avatar movie. I definitely didn't get it of the second. So when we decided that we wanted to go see Avatar 3 as like a little family outing together, I was a little nervous because I was like, okay, I'm probably going to be so lost. I'm not going to understand what's going on whatsoever. But, I found I understood Jake and his plight, I guess. Well, like I understood he was special and that he wasn't necessarily from the Na'vi tribe, or he was like a little different from a lot of the people there in the same way his general friends were. And I kind of understood their purpose. They wanted to tear apart the forests as a way to steal resources from them, kill some of the creatures there for whatever reason. They make money off of that. It's a big thing about just protecting nature. It's the whole thing of Avatar is this oneness with nature, and I understood that perfectly from the very beginning of the movie. I came to understand that there are different tribes instantly from the first movie, because I could tell that Jake and kind of his values were very different from the values of the Water Tribe. and I'm assuming that's what they are. I actually don't even know if they are the Water Tribe or not, because I know Way of Water was the second movie, and then this one was Fire and Ash. I know the Ash Tribe is the main focus of the third movie now, so I believe they're called the Water Tribe. If I'm wrong on that, forgive me. Like I said, I haven't seen the first two movies, so I have no idea what's going on with that. But I understood that fully. I understood that there are very different values between the tribes, which we kind of got to see through Jake's wife. And there's like so mugh different plot points through, like, I mean, even like the I forget the name of it. I don't know any of the names of these things, so again, forgive me if I butcher any of these, but I know like the creature that Jake rides at the end, it sounds like it was like sealed away from it because it's part of some prophecy, which again, like I know this is probably established in like the first movie or so, but I understood fundamentally, like, okay, so Jake is part of some legend, and he's kind of avoiding his destiny with that as much as possible because of the fact that he just wants to be able to bring peace to his family. He knows there is some danger that comes with that legacy, with that prophecy of it. And it's really cool to see the rekindling of that. I understood the deep connection between Jake and his creature. And I understood even more so like the feeling of loss that they're coming off of from the second movie. Like I know that Jake lost a son for that second movie. I know that the transition, whatever it was from the first to the second movie, was a hefty one. It was a big toll that was drawn from them. I also got the sense of, you know, the fact that there are characters that died, like the general apparently being a clone. And then even like just understanding Spider, like understanding that he's different from even the normal humans, and kind of where he fits into the story. I thought was really, really fascinating to get to see. Like I said, just like the story flows so well in getting us up to speed. Like I understood Jake's family, I understood their values really quickly from the beginning. I understood Jake really, really well from the beginning. It made me feel for these characters that I had spent zero time with prior. Like the scene when Jake has to make the choice of whether or not to keep Spider around, like knowing that Spider's lungs now, or what was happening with him and allowing him to breathe the air where they are, would make him a target of the humans. So like making that really hard decision of whether or not he was going to kill Spider or not. And like you really, really feel for these characters. You feel the connection they all have to each other. You feel the bonds they all have and what they value with everything. You get a sense of the whole mythos of the Na'vi tribe and their values very, very deeply. So again, I find it also fascinating, just like how well we get to understand these characters, you know, despite the very limited time that we spend with them. It's like, again, I thought that I was going to come into this movie and that I wouldn't understand anything that was going on with it. And I ended up walking away not only understanding it, but also just like, I want to see more because in fact I want to know what else happened. Like I want to know the context behind so much of what happened, but I didn't leave the movie feeling like, oh, I didn't understand it whatsoever because I hadn't seen the other two. And like, that's what I feel a good franchise, a good movie, even a good TV episode should do. Like you shouldn't leave the audience feeling like, oh, you have to see everything all at once. Like, it's good that you have the continuity between the episodes, and it's good to leave some rewatchability. Rewatchability is key in anything that you produce, but you also don't want to make it so that way there's this curve, I guess, that makes it feel like watching the series is such an unsurmountable show. And like I talked about in my last video, there's this part of my brain. Like I said in my last video, there's this part of my brain that wants to remember everything and that wants to like come in with the fullest set of knowledge with it. And because it can make watching some shows feel daunting, it makes it feel like there's so much that I have to try to remember to make it all make sense. So the less you can do that with a franchise, I ultimately say the better. And I would say that Avatar just did a fantastic job with that. And yeah, so just like the little plot points here, like the little stuff there about like meeting Jake's, I'm gonna just say dragon because I don't know what the name of it exactly is, and I don't want to look up any of the stuff while I'm doing this recording. I just want this all to be off the top of my head because I found the more I look stuff up, the more I'm like taking myself out of the thought process with it. And I'm recording this video also way later than I meant to. Like I'm recording this maybe like a little under a week after I went to go see the movie. So some of it's kind of settled in the back of my head. But like I was just blown away. I mean, the visuals of the movie were great. The action of the movie was great. The dialogue I thought was fantastic, and getting me to feel for these characters. And the world itself feels like it is so connected with everything, and I love the way that they express that in so many different things of this story. I like the little arcs that I got to see for these characters. Like, I got to see a full character arc despite not knowing where they're starting from with all the characters. I mean, I got to see that in Jake's son, seeing him go from grieving to taking charge and kind of stepping up as the I guess successor in a sense. And seeing Kita's connection to the goddess of the deity, I should say, of the Navi tribe was really interesting. I'm very fascinated to see like the way in which the breadcrumbs of that are set up in the earlier movies, because just like I understood it. They explain how Kita was born, but I'm very curious to see, like, again, the breadcrumbs and where all that comes from. And again, just the development of Jake's family, because I think the family is very, very tight, and I would love to see the development of that again. Because I think there is, I've always said, I'm a sucker for a good romance, and I think the love that this family has for each other is really, really strong. I'd love to get to see the starting process of that. But yeah, so those are just my sub thoughts for some stuff, just what I wanted to say with a movie. If you want a good example of not alienating your audience and making them feel like they have to do so much work before going into your movie, watch Avatar 3. And I'm willing to bet the other Avatar movies kind of have that same vibe. Like, Avatar 2 probably has that same feeling to it. I'm very excited to get to watch that at some point. But yeah, those are just my thoughts. Yeah, I'd like to talk about more movies like this because it's really, really fun.